Dads, welcome back to another video. And this little project I'm going to do today is something that I've been talking to my youngest daughter about doing for a little while, and I thought no better time than the present. So let me start off by showing you what we're starting with. Now, as you can see here, I have what probably a lot of you might have left over in a closet or something like this. This is a computer speaker system or a surround sound speaker system. But I'm going to convert these into a miniature DJ booth for my daughter so she can hook up her iPad and use an app to make some different music with. Also, just to show you how easy it is to procure these things, I bought this entire box at a yard sale this morning for $5, and inside the box you will see there is another whole surround sound speaker system. That's the subwoofer part. All the cords are in here and the little speakers are down in the bottom. So it's not hard to find this stuff. Like I said, the one I'm using was free, and let's get the other stuff out of here. Alright, well, I just went through that box that I showed you that was in the back of my car. You might have seen me unload it. And that, I bought it for $5 because I knew that it had a set of computer speakers in it that I could use to do another one of these projects with, or just put anywhere. But I just unloaded the box, and very interesting, a lot of stuff in it. I'm going to show you what's in there. Alright, so here's what I'm imagining. I plan to use the subwoofer that powers all the speakers, and I've disconnected all the speakers. I'm going to use that as the base of this little DJ stand. I'm going to describe it like a podium, just something that you can put in front of you. It's not going to be super tall, but it's only going to have the same footprint as basically that speaker. So using these pieces of 2x2s, I'm going to make a little frame that'll fit right around that and screw it right through that into the wood on the exterior of that subwoofer and build it up from there. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure and start cutting some boards and making a frame for it. Alright, I'm going to be using my drill and my driver just so that I can pre-drill and then sink the screws in. I'm using 2-inch sheetrock screws, and because this thing's not going to be outside or anything, and I like to have a lot of these around because I built a lot of things with these. So, so I'm going to start trying to assemble this together, and you get to watch me as I awkwardly do that. I should probably be concerned that I'm doing this on unlevel ground, but I don't seem to be concerned. Alright, as you just saw, I put the beginning of this frame together, and you can kind of get the idea for it. That's going to be in the bottom. Up top, just a little platform. It's going to be a recessed platform so that you can't see what's up on top of it necessarily, so that nothing can fall off. So I'm going to go ahead and put the top together and see if I need more bracing side to side. But I think that's the basic design. It's just going to be a little thing, but we're going to try to do some things to make it a lot of fun for my daughter and for my other kids and for me. As you just saw, I completed the frame, and it seems like it's, well, yeah, it's sturdy. It's just wobbling on the board down there. This is just kind of sandwiched in right now. To make sure that this does not slip out, all the electronics for the subwoofer on the bottom, I'm going to put screws in there and through here that will just so I probably won't use the 2-inch. I'll probably use something smaller that will just go into there just a little bit into this particle board, just to keep it from sliding and slipping out, because this is going to be on wheels, and that as it rolls around I don't want this falling out of place. So I'm going to go find some screws for that. So the idea is you're going to have your little place for your music control iPad, whatever, that you put up here, and then the other speakers are going to be sitting on top of the speaker, actually screwed into the wood on the side facing out, and I'm wrapping the whole thing in black trunk carpet or speaker box carpet, so that you won't see them, you'll just see the black, and it'll, you know, be able to, the sound will be able to come through it. So let me get some more parts. Then this is the top that I made for it. Took a piece of plywood, set it in, and this was just some scrap plywood that somebody threw away. I've got it flipped upside down because I wanted to put the casters on, and when I looked at it, the casters are going to need some more room to mount, so I decided to just cut these pieces here to go in. And this is why you pre-drill the I thought, oh, this wood's been soft, it's not going to split. As soon as I drilled this, it split wide open, so I've pre-drilled the rest, and now I'm going to put those braces on and install the casters so they can roll around. All right, before we go any further, I want to talk about cost for this project. The wood, if you have scrap wood, which I didn't, I've been using it for another project that you're going to see later. If you have scrap wood, you probably won't need to buy anything. This 2x2, I bought four pieces at 8 foot long. It was about $11, and the price has gone up, so hopefully you can still find some cheaper. The casters, they came in 2 packs for under $5 a pack, so for 4 casters I paid $10, so there's $20 in. The hardware, I did buy some screws today, but I was going to need them for something else, so let's just figure $2 in hardware, so we're up to about $23, still under $25. And as I told you earlier, the speaker system was given to me, and even this morning I bought another name brand Altec Lansing subwoofer computer speaker set at a yard sale for $5. Once I wrap it with carpet, you could do like wood or anything else around the outside. The carpet I got from Ollie's, which is a discount store, and that cost me around probably $4 or $5. I mean, you could go as high or as low as you want to with this, but this is going to be super cheap. It's going to be something fun for my kids to use, maybe for me to use. You could hook it up outside, roll it outside, and use it for entertainment during a cookout or something like that. But I'm going to keep working on this now, but just letting you know what the total cost was. Just say under $30, and you could go higher if you didn't have speakers. You could go lower if you actually needed to, if you had some of the supplies already, which I have a lot of the supplies, but this was my biggest cost, was the wood, and I hate that I didn't have any scraps, but hopefully you're going to like what I've been doing with all the wood that I have. I decided to add a shelf here, and it's just another scrap of this plywood. I put another couple boards across, and this thing is extremely rigid now, and then I decided to drill some holes to drop cords through there, and one in the top as well. Well, the bad news is I was working on this yesterday, and that's the video that you have just seen, and from yesterday to today, as you can see, it's a little bit different out here. The temperature has dropped over 30 degrees, and it started raining, and since I do most of my working outside of the shop, it kind of limits me what I can do right now. So as you can see, I have the little speaker thing behind me, but luckily I have found some of the missing pieces that I might have mentioned yesterday, so I'm going to show those to you right now. As you can see here, I have the roll of carpet that I bought years ago, and it's just like trunk carpet. It's 3 foot by 6 foot. I also found in my lighting kit, these are those light kits that you put behind televisions. It's a strip of LEDs, and you power it with a USB, so I could put a little USB block in here attached to the same power cord that powers the speaker. The last thing is, I don't know, it's just for fun. I have this old piece of fake carbon fiber colored plastic, and I'm going to cut, it's real scratched up and everything, but I'm going to cut a piece of that to put on the inside of the tray there. I got to get creative to work here in the rain, or at least be able to video and work here in the rain, so let's see what we can do. It's not going to keep me dry, but it'll keep the camera dry. Okay, so after trying to get things started and get things gathered up, my ADD mind, I put stuff down, I couldn't find it, but I did manage to find my stapler. Going to use this obviously to staple the carpet to the outside. I took, and if you can look, I don't know if you can see, let me see if this will lower down. I don't know if you can see this now, is painted black. I just spray painted real quick. I'm normally not a big fan of spray painting wood because of the way it absorbs the paint and everything, but I went ahead and spray painted that, just this top part. I found some other building supplies, materials. This is a piece of plastic from a light fixture, like an overhead fluorescent light fixture, and I'm thinking about putting this on the front and putting the lights behind it, really kind of for a light show effect, and putting behind that have some very, very shiny aluminum. This is just the front panel off a dishwasher that we took out of the house because I just can't throw away anything. So I'm going to start measuring out, cutting some of this carpet, and we'll be putting that together soon. Alright, as you just saw, I taped all this up. I cut out just a very simple rectangle, and I just didn't want to get too fancy with it. The real effect is just going to be the light coming through it. I stapled all the carpet down the sides. You can see right here, I just kind of went over the edge with it. And well, I'm going to call this done for now. I did end up putting another cover over the back on the bottom right there. I left the top open so that you can access the volume control. Now these wires will be cleaned up when I put it in its permanent location. I'm pretty sure my daughter wants this in her room, but we could take this out on the deck and you know, play some music, or even out here. Now where this came from was I downloaded this app. Definitely not sponsored, me and my 200 subscribers, but it's just a really cool app where you can make your own beats and stuff. And it's a lot of fun to make your own music with it. My kids really enjoy it. The lights turned out really good, and the remote actually works from this side. If I can show you right here. Let me see if I can turn them on. Come on. There we go. As you can see, it's a pretty cool light effect. Let me see if I can make something out of this. It appears as though I just made black from Among Us. So, pretty neat. If you have any questions about the build, any of the tools that I used, any of the ways I did it, if you think you're an idiot, why didn't you just buy a Bluetooth speaker, you know, something for your kids? Because I like to make things. And that's what we do here on Project Dads. And so if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love to get some new subscribers and really build this channel up. So any comment you can do to give me suggestions, or say, hey, you're a bonehead, or I really like this, that would be helpful. Thanks a lot, and hopefully I can catch you on the next video. And I don't know how to end these things. Bye. Alright, so here's the box, and as you can see, nothing left in it now. Oh, come on, camera. Nothing left in it now except for some trash. Now there was this bath towel or hand towel in there that I'll use for a rag out here in the shop. So first, there is a huge pile of AC to DC adapters, and some of those I'll actually use because I use those for different projects where I need to feed something 12 volts. And now there was also a pile of network cables, phone cables. Those are going in the trash. This was interesting. That is 6 HDMI cables. If you ever need one, it's good to have. I'll just put those in a bag or a box somewhere. Now, I have a variety of mystery USB and, well, that's not USB. It's no idea what this one is. But this is a BlackBerry charger, which that's a real throwback. So if you know what, like some of these, I have no idea what they are. This is just a, well, that's like a Samsung charger, I guess. Same with this one. Same with this one. Same with this one. This one, oh, that's an old Samsung charger. Who knows what that is? This one, if you know what this one is, you can see it's tiny. I don't know if that's the micro HDMI, but it's to USB, so I have no idea. This curiosity here is a Wii network adapter, so you could hook your Wii up to a wired network instead of wireless. Got some earbuds, if anybody wants some JVC earbuds, that's cool. These are, that's GameCube power supply, which somebody might actually need that. This wireless doorbell going in the trash. This pile of RCA cables, I'll wrap those up. They're very high quality RCA cables for audio. This was the, where'd it go? This was the set of speakers. I haven't plugged them in, but I'm sure they work. If not, oh well. Because I made back my money. I was pulling a wire out, and right in the bottom was this Ryobi orbital sander. I plugged it in and it works, turns on and off just fine. It was down in the bottom of the box, which that makes, I would have bought that for $5 by itself. And behind it, a little extension cord, a few more things, a small wireless router, this little guy, pretty cool, video capture. You can plug that up to like a DVD Blu-ray player or something like that, and outputs onto your computer. I'm sure there's some software you need, but there's this weird octopus of wires. I actually needed a computer mouse, and there are 4 right here. 3 are USB. Got this old switcher right here. You could hook up your TV and stuff like that and switch between sources. That's before TVs had different sources. Random remote control, I think it's for a ceiling fan. And then check this out. These are like GameCube remotes, which I think they still work on a Wii. We actually have a Wii, and a Wii nunchuck. So I think for $5, even though some of this stuff is going in the garbage, like, well, all these coax cables are trash, but just the sander alone made it cool grab box for $5.